Hey guys, it's Max. Today I'm going to be talking about safety in distilling and home brewing, especially distilling. There's been a lot of things that I've seen on the internet that people are doing methods that are not exactly jiving with all of what everybody else says are safe. So I'm going to be telling you guys about everything that I've learned about producing a safe product from brewing uh, to shine. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is the head, heart, and tail of what you're distilling. The head is also known as the foreshots. It's I don't know the exact number, but it's the first part that you'll get out of what you're distilling. It's not going to be very much compared to the heart and tail, but there is going to be a little bit that comes out, and that is methanol that you are getting out of the head. And methanol is definitely unsafe. You do not want to be drinking it, which is why you throw out the head. And the methanol is also where you hear all these folklore stories of people becoming blind from moonshine, or like causing them to die and stuff like that. And it also gives you nasty hangovers. So you don't want methanol in your still, which is why you have to throw out that head when you're collecting it. And the second part is the heart. The heart is what you want to be collecting, and the heart is mainly ethanol and water. And ethanol is the regular alcohol that you see in any kind of drink. Ethanol is all alcohol that you drink is ethanol. The thing that makes the flavors is what I'm getting to next, the tails. Any kind of distilled spirit that you'll buy in a store does not get the flavor from the ethanol. Ethanol is always the same. It gets the flavor from the tails, mainly. The heart will have a little bit of flavor in it. At least the first time you distill it, it'll have a little bit of flavor, but the tails will have the majority of the flavor. And the tails are not as dangerous as the head, but you do not really want to be distilling all of the tail. Plus it's going to be more watery, and it's got impurities in it, and it's not that healthy for you. And to determine how much, when you should be cutting the line between the heart and the tail, you kind of have to be tasting it frequently. Another method is checking the temperature. The temperature will go up quite a bit once it starts, once the tail starts coming out, and you want to limit how much of the tail you're going to get in your final product. Ideally, you distill it all the way through, and you cut the line. You cut the line somewhere while you're distilling, and you keep saving the tail until it's done, and then you can reuse that tail in another mash or whatever. You can distill it again, and you can try to squeeze out any bit of heart that might be left in it. So yeah, that's if you take out the head and the tail, and you just have the heart, you will, from what I can tell and what I've read, you will have a safe product that is safe to drink. But you also have to be worried about any impurities that you could get into it after you distill, or after it's even evaporated. And one of the big things that people don't realize is you cannot use plastic, especially plastic that you do not know its rating for alcohol. You cannot use it in any kind of high-proof alcohol environment. Plastics will degrade, and it'll leach chemicals into the shine that will create sometimes even physical effects. I've heard of people distilling and they have like just a little piece of plastic tubing where the steam goes through at one point, and it'll actually make it actually made what they got cloudy, and they didn't even realize it. And so yeah, you don't want including in any part of a still, or the collecting basin, or anytime you do not really want plastics, especially those that you don't know. And yeah, I believe that covers, oh, one more thing. Carbon polishing is one method of removing some of the impurities that you'll find in the area like the tails. And carbon polishing is, you can buy the carbon online, or I've heard there might be some kind of way you can make it at home. I'm not sure. But carbon polishing will, the carbon will act like this sponge and absorb all of the impurities in the water, and then you pour it out and the impurities stay in the carbon. One thing about carbon polishing is try not to stir up the carbon or mix it up when you're pouring it out. If it goes through a lot of turbulence right as you're pouring it out, a lot of those impurities will be released back into the shine. Alright, and that's about it. Thanks for watching.